If you go to the tasks list for our last lesson, this is Unit 5, Lesson 10. So you're looking for both an announcement and assignment for U5L10. Just the same old things to check in about. Make sure you are checking your grades and handing in any missing work. Grades are due on the 7th, or they're technically due on the 8th, but I will give you until the 7th to try to get in any missing work if you have some. I put a little video there of the Falcon 9 Crew Dragon launch if you missed it. It's just a short video showing the launch itself. You can look around on the internet. You can see the footage too of the rockets coming back down. The 2 astronauts who were in the shuttle are now on the ISS, the International Space Station, so the docking process also went smoothly. It was all automated, so the idea is that non-astronauts could technically also be riding along on this shuttle. And so who knows, maybe some of you in the future might be riding one of these up to the ISS or onto the moon or something like that. It's an exciting time in the space industry. So check out that video if you haven't. The other thing I did was I kind of did a little statistical breakdown of our Farming on Mars project. And so the 2 tables you can see listed on the tasks list are listing the top 5 criteria. So by far, everyone over my 4 classes, water usage was the top criterion for selecting crops, followed by time to grow to harvest. Those 2 were by far the most selected, and then yield was almost 10 votes behind, which was interesting to see. And then I guess you guys are big fans of peas. Peas was the #1 crop that was selected across all 4 classes, which was funny, but I guess it meets a lot of the nutritional requirements that a lot of you were thinking about. It was followed very closely by wheat and potatoes. What's interesting is that these were by far the top 3, so peas, wheat, and potatoes. I think the 4th and 5th had something more like 15 to 20 votes rather than anything closer to that. So those were by far the top selected, and I think it's interesting that they do match the criteria in terms of the high values they have for those things. And if you want to see a breakdown even further, you can click on the link there. It will open up to the kind of the raw data where I collected everything. I've got 2 tabs there for criteria and ranks. Technically, just to look at your guys' class, you guys had wheat as your #1 crop, then potatoes, and then corn, which didn't end up in the top 3. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting to see crops you would bring to Mars. I tried to grade the last 2 portions of the project over the weekend, but if you haven't gotten a grade yet for part 4, it's probably because you only maybe just submitted it recently. I will check on those, so please make sure you've completed part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4 assignments, whether we did it as a group or individually. You should be able to see your grades on that. So any questions or comments on our Farming on Mars case study? Okay, then to conclude it, I have a little do now that I'd like you to complete. There are 2 Edpuzzle videos that are related to what we were talking about with Mars, and I want to kind of get your final opinion on this. So I'm going to time this for 10 minutes to work through them, and if the Edpuzzle links don't work, there are links to just the YouTube videos below it, and there's a Google form you can fill out to answer the same questions on the Edpuzzle. But do the Edpuzzles. If they don't work, then use that as a backup. Let me know if you have questions or if something doesn't work. Go for it.